For this week's Cyber Cafe assignment, you'll be writing an abstract. I know, it sounds fancy. It's actually very easy, but it does sound fancy, and when you tell your friends, yes, I'm working on an abstract for my persuasive essay, it sounds very impressive. Let's look at the directions together and see just how easy this is. You'll be adding this to the beginning of your dinner party essay, so it's a good thing to get done and out of the way, and that way you don't have to think about it until it's time to add that to your essay. All an abstract is approximately 120 to 200 words, and it should not be any longer than 200 words. And for each one of these 5 points, you will write only 1 or 2 sentences in your own words. First, if you try to have AI write this for you, it is painfully obvious. Secondly, you will be posting this to your Cyber Cafe group, and we want to make sure that you have shown your individuality as you have shown to your group all semester, so that they can celebrate how brilliant you are. So we have these 5 sets of sentences or single sentences. First, all of this is written in either third person or first person. There is no you, we, us, our, the vague they at all in this or any other part of the dinner party essay actually. But for this, particularly for this assignment, make sure everything is in the past tense, because the research paper that follows this abstract is written in the present tense. The essay is happening now. The abstract explains to readers how you came about researching that topic. That's why the abstract is always in the past tense. This is how I did it, kind of thing. So the first sentence is the motivation. What motivated you to look for this particular idea? Next, a short statement about your topic. All of this is all in your own words. There are no citations in an abstract. After that is a description of the method you used. Did you look at tutorials? Did you look at interviews? Did you read legal documents? What did you do to find your information? Next, the actual results. What did you find in your research? Even though we're a little bit early in the process, you've already written the proposal, so now you have enough information to construct the abstract, which tells the reader what legitimate sources you used to find your answers, your facts, not your ideas or opinions, but your facts about this topic. And finally, the conclusion and implications. What does that mean? That means, what did your research show you? What did you learn? I know you haven't completed the essay yet. So when you write your final essay, this last sentence or two may change slightly. But for our purposes, for this assignment, you can write what your conclusion is. And that is always going to be, for this essay, what good news you have found. You're having a fictional dinner party to support a cause. Of course, we want the cause to have a positive outcome. Otherwise, there would be no point in writing the essay. So your conclusion is always going to be a positive statement about what you can do, what you have seen others do, and what you can do. Again, all of it is in third-person objective, which means facts, and or I statements, which are first-person statements. Be sure and check that. There's a few other little directives here, and here's how to create the post, but I'm going to show it to you here as well. But you can also double check this. This is a 20-second tutorial. This is a less than a minute tutorial. Okay, so here's my example. And as you've seen, the essay that I wrote for this particular project is about Corofin Castle, a very darling little castle in Galway, Ireland. So my first sentence says why I was motivated to find out about this particular topic. I had a friend of mine that suffered from a debilitating illness, and I felt powerless to offer any comfort. Period. End of statement. Next, then I researched, and when I found about Paul Roberts, a glioblastoma patient, and his efforts to restore Corofin Castle, I wanted to research the project more thoroughly. You can see that that is the motivation behind why I picked this topic. Next should be short statement about the topic, defining the topic, because the reader doesn't know. So here is my defining. This medieval castle, built in 1451, is located in Galway County, Ireland. Corofin Castle has survived sieges and wars over the years and still stands. I suppose that history reminds me of the battles that seriously ill patients wage every day. Right? Okay. That's that. Next should be the methods I used to research my topic. Paul Roberts wanted to restore this area as a peaceful place for GBM patients to recuperate. For this dinner party, I researched Paul Roberts' history and devotion to the project, as well as Galway County records and historical accounts of Corofin Castle. So that answers that question, doesn't it? Where did you get your research? Next would be the actual results that I found. My study revealed results, the history of thousands of dollars needed to restore this beautiful property, and the action that I took after that discovery and revelation. I decided to create a fictional dinner party that could raise the money needed for the project. And now my last sentence or two, conclusions and implication. And again, this will always be a positive statement because it's the reason that the reader wants to read my dinner party to see how successful it was. As a result of my research, I decided to take action in the real world and support this cause. I was able to donate time and marketing efforts to reach potential supporters of Paul Roberts and this worthy cause. And that's it. Now, let's look at how we created this post very quickly. Pretend this isn't here. I'm going to click reply, and that's going to give me that text box to work with. And that's where I'm going to add my title and the information. And I'm going to show you that to you real quick. Okay, so I've written all of this, but I can see that it needs work. First, this needs to be centered. This needs to be centered. This needs to be centered. This needs to be in Times New Roman 12 font. 12. But now it's not double spaced, is it? So I need to go right here and click enter. 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 Now, the title I can put in any font I like. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to select Architect and I'm going to make it larger. Next, if that's in one font, then this other title needs to be in the same font. Beautiful. Now, once I check it, I can see right down here what my word count is. For this submission, I don't need word count, but I need you to know that you have the word count so that when you add this to your essay, you know that you created this. And you can see No more than 200 words. This is at 195 because I'm elaborate and it takes me 100 words to say hello. So there you go. And that's how to do this assignment. And then simply click reply and that will post it. And there is the post. And as a member of my group, you would click reply and write 4 sentences about my topic. They can be short sentences and they need to be in your own words. But again, we want to make sure that this is all in your own words, as you can see here.